Hey guys, Zomfox here, and today we're talking about another USFL player who is headed to the Green Bay Packers. Today it is going to be running back Dexter Williams. He is actually returning to the Packers after having left them a while back from being cut and stuff. As his career, he was actually drafted in the 6th round in 2019. He was there for 2 years, then he had to go bounce around practice squads. He was on the roster for the Browns for a bit, but not really doing anything. Then he played with the Stars last year. And if you don't remember him in terms of the regular season, he pretty much was signed as Matt Colburn's replacement after he was deemed out for the championship game. He actually performed very well in that championship game. He had 29 yards on the ground, because rushing-wise, he wasn't that good. 3.6 average isn't that good. But receiving, he had 4 receptions for 73 yards on 4 targets with a 34-yard long. Very solid in the receiving game and helped him, continue to be close in that game despite everything that happened. In terms of the NFL, he only did rush a couple times for a couple yards, kind of just in there a bit. But he's back with the Packers. Their depth at running back, pretty good, at least for the starter kind of thing. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are both really solid running backs. Then Keelan Hill is supposed to be pretty good. And then Patrick Taylor is their 4th-stringer. Patrick Taylor played last year as an undrafted free agent rookie. He only had 89 yards and a couple rushes. Not really the biggest guy, just kind of was there. Keelan Hill was a 7th-round pick. He had 24 yards rushing. So he had less, but a lot of people, I think, are at this point saying how great he's doing in training camp and stuff like that, but I guess we'll see. The 2 big guys, A.J. Dillon, who, when drafted, was a questionable pick considering they already had a double-headed running game in Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. He's proven to be pretty good. He, despite, being that questionable pick in 2020, and which wasn't even the biggest questionable pick in that draft. His rookie year didn't do that much, made that pick look stupid, but last year made it look really smart. He had 803 yards, which actually led the team in rushing. Then he ended up having 5 total touchdowns rushing, as well as 2 receiving, and he did receive for 300 yards, so he did break the 1,000 total yard mark. And then Aaron Jones, he last year ended up just falling short of 800. But he was basically 2 years removed of a Pro Bowl appearance. In 2020, he was a Pro Bowler. He has led the league in touchdowns before. In 2019, he had 16 rushing, and he had 19 total, which also led the league. He ended up having 6 touchdowns receiving and 4 rushing, so he ended up having 10 total touchdowns, which is very solid. And he also did get over 1,000 yards from scrimmage, and in fact, he did beat A.J. Dillon there, as he had 1190 rather than 1116. So both those running backs are very solid, but naturally, Dexter could become the 3rd stringer, would be his best bet. But I think he could become definitely an active roster type player if he stays in the system with these running backs. It's just he's not going to get much playing time because both Jones and Dillon are super good. So, we'll see. This has been Zomfox. If you enjoy this content, we might have fun as soon as I upload any videos. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and as always, have a great night.